What if Knives Out was directed by Sheeps? Or Murders in a Building? It's not a podcast, but on the field.
Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome back to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian
Kelvin Tay.
and we are going to be talking about the sheepy film, The Sheep Detective.
Last night, something terrible happened. Our shepherd was murdered.
George is dead?
That came out of nowhere. No
Yeah.
one expected.
Yeah.
Felt like it's gonna be a movie for kids.
Yeah, honestly, I, like probably everyone else, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, CGI sheep, Hugh Jackman, okay lah, it's one of those family-friendly films of 6 out of 10 at best.
At best.
But my goodness, did this film surprise me. Now, first of all, we should get through the back of the DVD first. If you haven't seen this or know anything about sheep detectives, what's the back of the D, Kelvin Tay?
George Hardy, played by Wolverine, is a shepherd who reads detective novels to his flock of sheep every night, believing they can't understand him. When George dies under a mysterious circumstances, the sheep realize they learn enough from those stories to investigate the murders themselves.
Now, like we said, this is very much a fun time. I mean, we didn't say that. This is very much a fun time for everyone. But it's so much more than what you expect.
Yeah.
It tugs at your heartstrings, it makes you emotional, and it also leaves you guessing a lot of the way through.
Because when I was watching this, at the end of it, I really sat down, and in the beginning of the episode, I was like, what if Knives Out? Because this really feels like Knives Out, but without that drama and flair. This is just a good time in the guise of Knives Out and any other murder mysteries that you have watched. And you come out of it as like, shit, this was one of the better movies I watched this year. Although it's CGI sheeps, I really enjoyed it.
So, if that was enough to whet your appetite and you haven't watched this yet, go watch it on Amazon Prime and then come back to this episode. Because right after this, we're going to get into all the details and rants.
And I'll whet your appetite.
So first of all, coming back to the fact that this was very much a surprise hit, critics all across the board, including us, have given it 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And for a film like this, that's practically unheard of.
Because I just want to add one point before we go into the cast and crews of this, is the writer, the screenwriter Craig Mazin, right?
yes.
If you don't know his name, it's completely fine. But if you know shows like Chernobyl and also part of The Last of Us, he is the screenwriter for these two shows. And when I saw it, I was like, no fucking way, right?
Because somebody that deals with, nuclear zombies and all that delivered a very fun, happy time with sheep.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. What do you call it? The extremes on both sides. Like, you can be extremely dark and extremely light, all on the same page. But yeah, critics have really, really, really praised this film, as they should, because I keep saying time and time again, it is such a wonderful film that keeps you guessing all the way through and keeps you in your seats at the end of the day. There was never a dull moment with this film. You are constantly guessing, like it's almost like playing a puzzle or playing like, murder mystery video game.
Yep.
Like you're constantly picking out clues like, oh, it's him. Then you're like, no, it's not.
And it's this person, but no, it's not.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of smoke and mirrors throughout the entire film because the winning factor for me is the unlikely heroes, which are actually the CGI sheeps, and all of them has such great personalities. All of them are like dumb but not really dumb.
Yes.
And then you're just like, oh my god, you're silly. You're silly sheep.
Oh, you're silly
sheep. But then at the end, like as the main character, which is Lisa.
Yes.
I
love Lisa.
Emma Thompson, if I'm not mistaken.
Wasn't it Andy McDowell?
No.
Emma Thompson was the lawyer. But I think Andy McDowell was the voice of Lisa, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think there were only 2 or 3 American casts within the voice actors. I think there was Annie McDowell, Bryan Cranston. Actually, I think it was just those 2. And Bryan Cranston played the bigger Winter Lamb, the one that you really bled your heart for. Which
Lily. Played by
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Andy McDowell.
Yep.
You see, we're very professional here. We do our research.
Sometimes.
But coming back to the writing, that again is a sign of somebody that has really thought this whole process through.
Yep.
Like really weaved this thread throughout the entire story that doesn't allow you any chance to figure it out before the very end. And that to me is a great sign of a murder mystery. Hey, even taking like films like Knives Out or whatnot, you still kind of like, I have a very strong feeling it's him. But this again, like, I watched it with my wife again the second time, and I was just looking at her going, can you guess? Can you guess? Was it just me that's dumb that I couldn't figure this out? And she thought it was the Asian lady.
Right.
Because she's like, oh, she was in love with him. So she was obviously the one that was murdered. And when it was eventually found out, spoilers, again, which is why we told you watch it first. When it was He-Man that was the killer, it came out of left field.
I don't know, when I was watching it, I immediately identified who was the killer.
Who did you think?
The son.
Oh, you thought
heard
it was
on the
son.
phone.
Oh, okay.
But what got me, again, spoilers, if you're this part, you're way too deep.
Yeah.
Right? Your whistle has been wet. The plot has been plotted. And yeah, like for me, when I heard the voice of the son on the phone, I was like, confirm he's the killer. But what really got to me was I didn't know he was the journalist.
Yes. That was such a wonderful sort of a secret that they kept all the way through that you just really didn't know. Because honestly, the way that Nicholas, oh no, I'm going to have trouble with his last name because I always...
Wait, where?
This is all the sheep. Go down further. Oh my, wow, they didn't even list him on IMDb. He's He-Man, for Christ's sake. Nicholas Galitzin, I want to say. I'll just call you He-Man from now on because you are He-Man. But he played it so well in the sense that you really believed his innocence. And you know, most Clue films always have this sort of outsider journalist that just want to figure things out. But again, right at the beginning, when Lily was explaining the tropes of a murder mystery, we should have known the outsider.
Yeah, the outsider.
There's
But
always
to
an
be
outsider.
fair, throughout the movie, there was also a couple of outsiders. Altogether, there were 3: the lawyer, the daughter, and the son.
Yes.
The lawyer, the daughter, and the journalist.
Yes.
Right? So it really keeps you on your toes. And throughout the movie, you just sat there giggling. Oh my god, so cute. Oh, you silly shit. Right? And then
I'm worried how many times you did that during the film. Every 10 minutes. Oh, you silly shit.
I mean, to be fair, in my defense, this movie is actually directed by Carl Balda. And if you don't know who Carl Balda is, he is known,
silly shit.
yeah, he is known for Minion and Despicable Me, right? So if you just change the word from sheep to minions, you're like, oh, you silly minion. It's the same recipe. It's the same recipe.
I've never gone into a Minions film going, oh, you silly Minions. More like, I mean, stop making these films.
At least I'm man enough to admit, that they are silly shapes.
Anyway, coming to the main story of it, not that we haven't talked about it already, but again, I want to talk about the emotional strings of this film. Because I was genuinely shocked when I started shedding a tear for a CGI sheep. That to me was the moment that I went, all right, this film is a 10 out of 10 in my books. Because the fact that they've made you connect with these CGI sheeps in such a way that they're practically human in your eyes really showcases not only the voice actors, but again, the characterization of these sheeps. They're not just, okay, these are how sheeps are. They gave them characters, they gave them personalities, they gave them stakes.
Correct.
Again, yes, silly sheep, because some of them are really like, we just forget.
Yeah.
And one, my favorite one is the little sheep who's always like, I have a question.
Oh yeah. The curious
question.
But all in all, I believe the individual characteristic of each sheep that we saw, right? Let me name a few, okay? Let me just
That's Lily, of course.
Okay.
Who was Chris O'Dowd's character?
Mopple,
Mopple, yes.
right? And then Bryan Cranston played this stoic sheep that is outcasted. What they call
What was the name of his sheep?
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Right.
Sorry, before we continue, I just have to talk about when we find out about Sebastian's origin.
Oh yes.
That to me was so painful
Yep.
to watch because that is a genuine real thing. You know, sheep's being used for circus acts and fights and all that. And again, you never really think, well, maybe not a lot of people, but you don't really think about the cruelty of it.
Yeah. Because
And when he sacrifices himself at the end of it, just, oh, my heart, just my heart.
one character that I really want to highlight that is actually a human in this film is Nicholas Braun's character, which is Officer Tim Derry.
Oh my God.
I feel like he is the slapstick character throughout. Is like he is the only officer in this town, and then he's like, oh shit, suddenly I'm a detective. Oh shit, suddenly there's a murder case. Yeah. He just fell. He died, but then once you actually dig deeper, you can see his character arc from like being a nobody to like a dumb detective to the hero at the end.
And you're really rooting for him all the way through.
Yes,
You're like,
you can do it. You can do it. Yeah,
we believe in you.
yeah.
You might not have the brightest brains, but we believe in you.
Yeah, he really is. Or like he really sets the tone for the entire film for me as well.
Yes. And I think he is very much our proxy into the film because he also is guessing just like us. So when he figures out clues, we're like, yes, you got it. Again, one last thing I want to talk about the characters before we move on to the voice cast, because I do really want to talk about this voice cast, is the whole winter lamb analogy. That sort of there's a word for it. The runt of the litter. Black sheep in that sense as well.
That's exactly what I took away.
The runt of the litter.
Like black sheep is just winter lamb.
And especially at the end, never doubt the black sheep of the family, the runt of the litter, because that could be the hero that we all needed at the end of the day. That winter lamb, the small little winter lamb, without her, we would have never solved it. She was the key right at the end of the film. And again, Bryan Cranston's character being a winter lamb. Don't dismiss people or sheep who feel. Don't judge at first impressions, I think is what I want to get to at the end of the day. That's a very important lesson that I took away from this. Never judge a person based on where they're from or what they do or just from their careers in that sense. Like, I think on a personal note, I experienced that a lot when I was younger. I was literally the black sheep of the family. Nobody believed I could do anything. And then tiba-tiba, here I am. I'm doing podcasts. It's a win.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we could wrap this up, talking about the voice cast, because this voice cast, I think, is the best of the best of not only British actors, but American actors as well. I mean, again, you got Hugh Jackman, you've got Patrick Stewart, you've got Brett Goldstein, Regina Hall, Chris O'Dowd, Rhys Darby, Bryan Cranston, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Toslyn Cole. These are like the creme de la creme of British actors. And again, I have a soft spot for Brett Goldstein. He knocked it out of the park with the Rams. I want to ram it so bad. No. I want to bash it.
I want to bash it so bad.
That's now my favorite term now.
Not fist my bum.
A fist fight. I mean, that's a close second, but no, I want to bash it. But again, the fact that they've assembled this voice cast, I don't think you're going to get a better voice cast this year, at least. Maybe next year, but not this year. Now, to wrap this whole thing up, why should you watch this film if you haven't already understood why you should watch this film? If you're looking for a fun night in that is sweet, heartwarming, and will please the whole family, no matter your age, 5 to 95, there's every person can enjoy this film of every walks of life. Like, you're not going to walk away from this disappointed. You're not going to be like, stupid this film. No, you are going to have the best time watching it. And if you want to understand what a good family-friendly film is,
family-friendly film.
Try doing that as a tongue twister. This is the film to watch. It's available now on Amazon Prime, so there's absolutely no excuse for you not to watch it. You can watch it at home. It's not in cinemas anymore. You can watch it on your phone, your TV, wherever. Just watch The Sheep Detectives. Now, where would you rank this on our clapper meter?
9 out of 10. Easy.
9 out of 10?
Easy 9 out of 10.
I shoot it to a 10 out of 10. Like, I find no faults at all with this film.
It is a good time. It is one of the best films you can sit there with your family. Like Nick said, even if you're 5 all the way to 95, you'll definitely enjoy. It's one of those films that explores grief, friendship, mystery, murder, community, and you'll walk out of it loving sheeps and not looking at sheeps the same anymore. It's like,
Yeah, actually,
I was
legit.
like, shit, okay.
I want to go pet a sheep now.
Yeah.
I want to hug a sheep.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's not a sheep.
Oh.
That's a sheep.
Before we go into closing, I just want to say, if you want to explore this movie in book form or in literature form, this movie is actually adapted from the best-selling mystery novel 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan. So check that out. Yeah.
As always, you can check us out on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, YouTube. We have been your friendly movie guides. My name is Nick Dorian. Keep watching the movies.